So what was it like for you to know P and to grow up, you know what I'm saying, seeing him, to see what he's built today? Because you know you don't have too many like you don't ever have too many young black positive folk that come from the streets to actually be something positive and that's legit. Right. You know what I'm saying? So being able to see that, like, what did that do for your motivation?
Man, like I took in like the younger crew, like from our block, like they under me now, like, you know what I'm saying, like the same thing. Like I watch this man, like this man literally is my mentor. Like I'm the person they call, like, bro, tell me what you think about this, man. These folks that did this over here, like I'm getting everybody, like I'm uplifting my hood, you know what I'm saying? And like it ain't no way I can go over there where it's like the same thing with P. Like he still go over there, and everybody gonna love him, man. You come over here, sleep over there you want to, ain't nobody gonna touch you. And like that's what I learned from him. Like it's not about what it is or what you've been through. It's about what you overcame. You know what I'm saying? That's what I learned. Like once you overcome them problems and you see through it vividly, then can't nothing stop you. And like P really showed like it's possible. Like you can come from the gritty and be somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because for a long time I thought I didn't even know what I was gonna do. All I knew was sports.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like I took school serious, but I had an anger problem. You know what I'm saying? So like I stayed suspended, getting locked up because I'm my only son. I got 3 sisters, you know what I'm saying? So I got to provide for these folks. We ain't got no father figure. You know what I'm saying? My uncle doing 150 years.
Hey.
That was the only role model beside him and people around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the only people who, I never had nobody around me my age. It was like everybody around me were older. So before my uncle got locked up, he was like, no, I can't tell you how to get your money. Just think smart, you know what I'm saying? You see what's going on around you, but it's up to you. You going to adapt to it or you going to, you know what I'm saying, turn the other way.
So a serious question. Growing up without a father, you know what I'm saying, for fathers that's listening out here, what do you feel like that did to you? You know what I'm saying, as far as a young person?
In a way, I think if I had my father around, I probably would have stayed in school academically. I probably would have, you know, graduated. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have waited on kids. But that made me want to have kids just because I ain't had that love. You know what I'm saying? In a way, if you understand that. But, like, and, like, you know, like, if I had a father, I probably would have never got locked up.
Right.
Because I would have had somebody there on me. You know what I'm saying? I would have had somebody telling me, like, nah, that ain't the route. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, let me make my mistakes, but let me learn from them. You know what I'm saying? And, like, a woman can only do so much with a male, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I had to pick up those pieces of myself. I had to make myself a man, you know what I'm saying? I had to go out and fight grown men, you know what I'm saying? Because they felt like, oh, you smelling your butt. But I ain't knowing, like, they just telling me, like, look, little bro, you ain't got to be doing this, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like, man, can't nobody tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going off on everything. You could be telling me something real simple. But my temper, like, they tell you, like, I'm going off. How you going to tell me that ain't right? And I know, like, that's how I am, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? It's just that rage. Just
sometimes you don't know,
Yeah, and, like, I don't know. So it's like, when you finally tell me, I feel like, now, like you just said, like, you H-O-N me. You know, like,
right.
Like, no, bro, like, nah, you wrong. So, like, at the end, I just gone, I just went off on my partner.
Right.
So, like, they understand though. Like,
so do you think that not having your father caused a lot of hurt? Because this is my thing is like I always like to ask people these questions because it's first of all it's real. You know what I'm saying? And then I always like to make sure that people that's listening that might be fans of yours that's coming up to understand how hard it is, how difficult what you went through and what your mindset was when your father. Did you feel like he abandoned you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, my dad was in my life.
That's how I met my dad, bro. I always knew my dad. Like, I remember my dad, but, like, I was locked up in Rice Street. Me and my dad in the same pod together. You know what I'm saying?
That was the first time you met him?
Like, from teenage years, like, but, like, I pictures, but, like, I probably seen him when I was 6, 5. But, like, his cousin, like, I always been around his cousin on some other stuff, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, but my dad, like, I actually seen my dad 3 years ago in jail.
Wow.
Yeah. I think too, like with young black men, when we grow up without fathers and stuff, we legit have PTSD. Yeah. Like you're in a tumultuous situation. Like you're in a neighborhood or community that you literally gotta fight for your life every day.
I'm beating up on your son. Get what? You gonna come out there? I mean, you get him, and then now I gotta fight you in.
Exactly.
I ain't got nobody to help me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm my mama's only son. So my sisters are my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how we rock. Like, at the end of the day, like, my sister is my brother.
Right.
Like, whatever I'm on, she on. Whatever she on, we together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like how my mama raised that. So it's like if I did have a dad, like I'm like they daddy. Like for real.
Right.
Like, I'm like they daddy. Like I'm daddy to my nieces and my nephews, but they have their daddies too though. But it's just that, like it's like the security that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got no choice but to man up for everything around me.
It puts a lot of
overcompensate,
yeah.
like, you know, because you ain't have it. You got now. You gonna overcompensate for it.
Yep. What does that responsibility do to your drive as far as your music?
Like it make like I just don't want to sleep, bro. Like it make me want to work hard, and it make me want to love those who see me working and those who appreciate the work that I do. You know what I'm saying? Make me just want to love them even more. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter 6 years old. I just got her phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter called me every day, Dad, I love you. It make me cry sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I never really got to tell my daddy that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I see him, it's like, oh, what's up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even no
love,
nothing, you know what I'm saying? Then, like, I'm facing a situation where my son got to grow up. I got 3 kids, by the way, and I'm 23, you know what I'm saying? But, like, it's like.
I'll get you some condoms.
Yeah, that too, but you know,
condoms and anger management. That's good.
That's gonna be a gift from Dirty Wolf for Christmas,
yeah,
bro. We got you.
Like it's blessings, and like I said, I ain't having no more. Like that's it. Like for real. Now you laugh, I'm serious. Like for a while,
I got 2, man. So I understand. I got a boy and a girl.
I want more, but for a while though, like it's gonna take a while. But like, yeah, like I got 2 boys and 1 girl, but like I got a son who really going through this, but like I gotta explain that, you know. Like, it's not just because your dad, like, your father wasn't around, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want it. It's like I didn't want to be there, but you got your moms, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Situations occur, so it's like my son got to grow up and think that my daddy don't love me, you know what I'm saying? But really, it ain't
This all I say is, like, all you got to do is make sure you keep reaching back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't ever let it be your fault.
I'm definitely try every time.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Sometimes women do that, and it hurt the kids more than it hurt them. But one thing I say, these kids are different these days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When they get old enough to be able to be like daddy and call you themselves and really say like, damn, my daddy rock with me, man.
Yeah.
Lady, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come back. So sure. I just say, just stay persistent, bro.
And I believe, like, in situations like that, I believe, like, God bless you with that many children, so you could break the cycle. So you could break the cycle of all that going on. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So just do it, you know, with what's right, you know?